Good morning and welcome back to the Digging Life Deeper broadcast. Today we got our bucket back on. First thing we've got to do is take down this pine tree. I'm just going to strip the limbs off of it and hopefully just break the top out and pull stump and everything. We've got power lines up there to watch out for, so let's see if we can do that. Quick little tidbit of information. Even though I've been running this machine for about hour and a half, you can see that it's keeping that hydraulic fluid cool, which in general is good, but I've noticed until that needle gets up to at least half, or a little over halfway, that this head has trouble running. It's harder for the pump to keep that head going. Once you get it to that halfway mark, get your hydraulic fluid up there, that head doesn't run at an optimum level. Let the fun begin. Cool thing about white pines is they're almost kind of segmented, so I can just kind of reach in here, close my thumb, pull a handful of limbs out, place them on the ground neatly. I can just strip these that are pointing straight at me down. We just don't want the whole tree to go that way, and even though this is a smaller machine, it can pretty easily break that tree. So we'll just kind of hang out here toward the ends of the limbs. Around here, I would say white pine is the easiest tree to break. And clean up. I mean, there's just really, the limbs are straight, they're easy to work. It's just a real easy thing to deal with. I'd say oak and hickory are the hardest. We got a nice little burn pile right there. So we can just kind of shear these off. Hopefully you guys can see pretty decent. Now let's see. Yeah, I might have to get a little bit closer. I love the smell of white pine in the morning. Well, pine in general is a nice smell. Once we get the limbs off of it, there won't be much too close to the power lines. I know you guys probably can't see that too good, but oh yeah, that tree's gonna come down easy. It's all about taking your time and control. I'll be able to mulch that whole pile if I want to. I'm gonna try to make as good a time as I can today. Just break the top out of it. You're fairly predictable there, Mr. Pine Tree. That too right there is why when I'm clearing a lot for a home site, I recommend to the customer that I would not have a pine tree close to their house. By close, I consider 1.5, which is 1.5 times the height of any tree that would hit the house. It's just a good kind of precautionary distance, I think. I like how pretty of a bundle that white pine makes. See if that'll give. Yep, it'll give. And they don't have much of a stump. I mean, they'll still put up a fight, but not much of one. It's breaking right off. Opened it up by guineas. Still a little bit of stump in there. As that rots, that bank would give out, so we want to make sure to get all of it. My opinion. My humble opinion. They can grade that out when they build the road if I'm not the one that builds it. I've been honest with the customer. I told her, you know, if she's on a tight budget, I'm not the cheapest guy. But I'll build it good. I also mentioned just about every contractor here around Black Mountain, they're good people. They'll do it right. Got a little bundle of brush down here at the bottom I need to get. See if I can reach it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can reach it. Just gotta get it up here without tearing my lines down. A little bit much dirt in there to mulch that. Allergies. That's why I keep rubbing my nose. These allergies are getting me right now. I can reach that little pile, I'll be doing good. Clang. Old scrub down here somebody cut. Make a nice little package here. Good. Alright, got that little bit of clearing there. I'm going to go over here and move these brush piles over to the edge. Imagine it can be disheartening to a customer. You do some clearing and then you got these big piles that start suddenly appearing in the middle of the field. It kind of takes away from them seeing that they're getting clearing done. Get this little stump out the way. That's a big enough stump. If it rots out, it'll leave a hole. Starts a little junk pile right here. Keep all the stuff that's covered in dirt and roots and stuff separate so we don't mistakenly try grinding them up. That's a whole pine tree, well, a young white pine tree worth of scrub in one grab. It's not bad for a 22,000 pound excavator. I don't think that's too bad. I've been real impressed with this machine. Couple of challenges I've got ahead. I've got this dead tree, and I'm thinking there's a handful of trees in here that are gonna have to come out. I'm betting this one, the top's been broke out of it anyway. Probably that tall, skinny pine. But all these deadfalls in here make it hard to get in with the mulcher because I don't like pushing them around with the mulcher. Got a lot of deadfall in there, deadfall there. What I'm going to do is start a collection somewhere in here to where I can work them up and shuttle them with the skid steer and make quick work. But I just need to get a pile going right now. Hopefully they're rotten enough I can just break them apart. We'll see. Well, I guess let's just start with you. You seem pretty rotten. See how I couldn't mulch all that real good? And what I'm going to do is place this in a way that it'll be easy to get to with the skid steer when the time comes. You don't want to break those dead limbs going toward yourself because sometimes they'll spring and fly toward you. Or they won't want to move at all. There's another good one. Shit. You know, those are long, they're so rotten and light. I could carry both 3 of those lengths easily. So that tree's gone. Big old dead tree. I'm just a professional pickup man's what I am. Ooh, that's rotten. Big time rotten. That one's got a little weight to him though. Hopefully that sun's not just ruining the show for y'all with the glare. Let's see if we can get this stuff. Let's fish this stuff out of here. Come on. Yeah, that one's the end of its life cycle. That sapling ain't wanting to let go. I'll get it dug out of there though. Oh yeah, you can smell the rot in that one. This one I'm betting is gonna be a little tougher. I'm probably gonna have to cut this one. Yep. Unfortunately. I'd like to at least get it drug out to where I can cut it. All right, big boy. Well, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to happen. But I guess the pieces are going to come off. I just lighten the load. You hear it doing that. It'll quit doing that once that fluid gets hot, and it's an annoying sound. It doing that's annoying. But the only way to get the fluid hot enough to the point where this head runs good is to push it and make it work that hard. So you got to put it into some hard stuff, make it work. And I'd say a lot of people probably get these machines that are like, well, this ain't what I expected. This ain't no good. It takes about 30 minutes of pushing it, but once you get it there, as long as you'll stay in the seat, this thing will eat. Let me get it good and hot, and you guys I'll check back in. We're about halfway to warm. It's already eating a little better. Here it doesn't take time to recover. The next part, when it is fully warmed up, it won't slow down as near as much when we get into bigger stuff. Alright, we're almost there. Let's see how it does on these select little stems I got here in front of me. We'll just go through them and see how it does. All the way down. Up. That one sprang around on me, didn't it? That's what happens when you leave those little bitty limbs sticking out. They'll hang up. Let that head pick up. That way my arm moves quicker more than anything. And here we go. Now these are all white pines, real soft. I had to slow down because if you go too fast, it's worse to make that stem pull over, and the ideal thing is you want to keep it straight. So if it starts pulling it over, slow down a little bit and let those cutters catch up. As you get closer down toward the bottom of the stems, they're harder and you can go a little quicker. Here's a good example. What I can do is reach down toward the bottom of this tree and just kind of skim up the side of it. Knock the top out, missed a couple there. And by doing that, number one, you strip the limbs, but you also kind of paw at the tree and thin it down. And then there's not as much tree to cut when you come back to kind of finish it off. That's all there is to it. my chainsaw. That's always fun. Clearly I didn't plan ahead where I was going to put that log. I didn't plan that one out well at all. See if we can get us a 2-for-1 special here. Yeah. Have fun shuttling these with the skid steer. Let's see. Yeah, that one's about rotten. I'll mulch it up. That little piece. Pretty rotten, but I don't want to spend that much time grinding. No, that one was pretty hard. I stand corrected. The part I was grinding on was hard. Must be a little rotten though. Let's make some nice neat piles. So she'll push this tree over. Push another one over. It's a pretty big boy too, but he'd be dead and rotten. On over there, big boy. Timber. So here's our next victim. He's pretty good one. I will say, for those of you who are new into this, you don't go up to a tree that's completely dead and rotten and just hit it with your bucket, because that shock going that way will break the top out a lot of the time. It'll break the top out and that top will land right on top of your machine. Believe me, first-hand experience. So you just ease up to this joker and you just start easing into him. Give him time to do what he's going to do easily. I heard a pop, and I'm seeing that root ball coming up, so that's good. We're just going to ease into it, take our time, and eventually it'll just lay over. Now just push him down. It tried to turn that way. It tried to. I think we're going to end up taking those trees out anyway, though. So, I'll go down here and chat with the customer and see what they want me to do further. Let's hook up to this grapple and go up top and make a little room. See those deer up at the top of the hill? Let's see how close we can get. They don't give a crap about me, do they? They'll get suspicious. Yeah, there they go. They get suspicious when I stop. mulching, you got a bunch of little stumps that are left, and I'll just have to find me make a stump-free path. Make this my junk log pile, I guess. Store it for now. So far, I've been lucky on the stump-free ride. The main thing is I don't want to be kicking these tracks off. They are a pain. We're about out of time. Did I get them all? Nope. That's all right. It's always the next trip. I don't believe these are burn worth a poo-poo. Grab here. And then we'll call it a day. Downhill. Bumpy. Bumpy ride. Oh boy, that's a steep drop off there. Methinks. This will be the way I'm fueling in the morning.